337.
Turn up the volume.
The People's Radio, Nevsky.
And now with the People's Radio News headlines from our news desk, here's Felicia.
This is the People's Radio News for the week ending the 6th of October 2948. The controversy of local militias run wild in the Fora system is currently the talk around the verse this week. This is following the fatal shooting of 4 civilians at an ad hoc illegal customs checkpoint. The checkpoint was set up by a militia group known as the Defenders of the Free. As a result, relations have begun deteriorating between the militias, the local government's customs agents, and the Banu Protectorate. In a further development, several dissident security firms operating in the area, including Black Sky Security and Matadors Corporation, have raised the specter of clashes with the militias on behalf of forest system residents and independent traders which do not support the illegal checkpoints. Both firms have stated that if the militias do not cease operations, armed conflict is inevitable. Such a conflict would likely involve advocacy agents and risk throwing the entire Fora system into armed insurrection and likely chaos.
For more on this developing story, we've just received this Info Runner report directly from a protest of the deaths in Fora from our correspondent Alejandro Pierce.
While the actions of militia group Defenders of the Free have been welcomed by some Fora residents, the deaths of 4 civilians at the hands of the group have caused outrage among many in the community whose livelihoods and way of life depends upon the free-flowing trade through the system. Though many of these protesters here on Hyperion acknowledge the reputation the system has developed for somewhat lax security, they maintain that it is customs' job to catch and try people who violate import bans, not vigilantes who in this case have acted as judge, jury, and executioner. Reporting from Hyperion, Fora System, I'm Alejandro Pierce.
Elsewhere in the verse in the Stanton system, Satubal fans are shocked by a scandal involving illegal drugs. This follows reports that communications between Tara Griffin's star Benedetto Bodie and members of a drug syndicate based out of Microtech's prosperous city New Babbage were intercepted and leaked to the media. The messages clearly discussed the purchases of banned substances and how to beat the drug testing procedures. The growing problem of drugs in sport seemingly has reached a new apex, this at a time in which the security situation in the Stanton system continues to deteriorate. Syndicates throughout Stanton have established a foothold on Microtech, as the corporation's workers are seen as a strong market for the illicit substances. And finally, we end on an upbeat. People from across the verse are currently making their way to CitizenCon 2948. This year's convention is sponsored by Drake Interplanetary and is being held in New Austin, Ontario this week. Travelers from Levski will need to make sure to obtain proper customs clearance and accommodation prior to travel. Levski travelers are also advised to avoid using the direct Nix Pyro jump point route to Terra because of a bottleneck and slowdown due to increased inspections in Terra near the entry point from Pyro. Taking a detour around it by first jumping to the Stanton system from Pyro and then onto Terra, while counterintuitive, will save time in the end. Though slightly more dangerous, the jump to Terra through Hadrian and Castra remains a second option. For the People's Radio News, I'm Felicia de la Garza wishing you safe travels.